Alright, what's going on, guys? Bring here for you guys another live stream. That's right, 2 for today. We are back on the Ultimate Zombies Challenge series. Read the title right, we're done with Transit. This is our last day of playing Transit. I can't take it anymore. And there's 2 main reasons, and we mentioned it multiple times. The repetitiveness of how we have to play Transit, and just all the things that just make this map terrible is just amplified every single time we play it. So, there's a couple things here. We are obviously playing another round of Transit.
Fuck you, Darlington. I can build shit too.
As you can clearly see. But then we... did they finish building it? Oh, they did. Let's go. But we are also playing it in, I guess, the intent that it was supposed to be played. And that is the one and only way of actually going about the bus. Right? And with people. Now, these people, between that Trophyman Keem Backdoor and Davio F. Steele, all these people, I have no idea who they are. All I will say, though, is
That'll make it easier on
all I will say is this is, I think, the true intent.
Take your relaxation periods where you may.
Let's go, Ted. Come on, Ted. I feel like he goes faster if you're not even on the bus. Well, you're also a tad bit laggy. That's fine. Just cruise him. Just cruise him. Yeah. I said originally we were a tad bit laggy, but man, 3 bars are hurting us. Bars are hurting us right now.
I wonder if I could just dig a cellar. Live here year round.
Double points.
1, 2, I'm killing you.
Kinetic energy delivery. Brilliant.
I don't even know how I went down there.
Oh, goody. My favorite. By which I mean, I hate it. Too triggers, two clicks, two barrels of fun.
Roamers had better keep their distance.
Fun time.
Welcome aboard. Please have a seat.
Beautiful.
Wait!
We know it's a big decision for your rival, and we are privileged to have been chosen.
All right.
We should eliminate these wretches.
I mean, nothing too great here.
You no good freakalope!
You literally can't even get up there because of the lag.
Let us walk further into the blinding mists which obscure all navigation.
Huh. I thought I was finished there for a second.
You touching me? No, you ain't touching me. Rush man likes to ride a bus that's relatively zombie-free.
Come on, Dad.
Ziggy Swarm rolling in.
Passengers who engage in violence will be formally
You touching me? No, you ain't touching me.
Oh, I didn't even aim. That's
Em?
how good I am.
Yes, what an exceptional display of skill and acumen.
Please do not hurry the driver.
Can't even rebuild this barrier, bro. Again, that just showcases how laggy.
Please step clear of the opening door.
Okay.
Some dummy's chewing me up.
Does that happen?
Back to life. Get out my knife.
Aha, this could be transformed into a component of a much larger project.
Please display courtesy to the automatic drops.
Okay, we'll see.
Authorities have been alerted to your
Pretty sure we're not going to get
Too
Pack
bad
Punch
we had to
open, but
leave. That was so much fun.
we can hope, right? I literally can't rebuild this barrier.
Well, looky here.
Oh, there we
I
go.
think we found the one place that ain't swarming with freakalopes.
I finally can do it, boys. I can rebuild barriers. Okay.
I've got a funny feeling about this place.
Farewell. I hope you enjoyed your journey with us. May I suggest you run?
Max ammo!
That spells the end of you.
Look at you, you fool! You can't even clap!
Ain't that swell. Bro. I mean, I don't disagree with him. I don't disagree with him leaving. Because this is Transit. But come on, bro. Come on. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing out here, bro? Who's playing Transit, bro? Who, like, honestly, I don't get it. But let's get into another game. This is exactly what I mean about the Transit. Like, what it means. It's terrible, right? And, like, I mean, you guys saw it too, is like, literally, you don't have time to do anything. That, like, I feel like it's just consistent, like, oh, go, or traverse by foot, which is, I guess, more efficient, but is super annoying because now you take away the biggest element of the map, being the bus. And the challenges don't help it. In all honesty, is, again, if you
Belly hole in.
Well, look at this!
do I have 4 people that aren't even playing?
You no good freakalope!
I think I have.
Yeah! Rust man don't need no book learning to build stuff!
Eat the device. Do it.
I literally built it all myself.
Work! Damn you!
Bro. What is with... I don't think I've ever had that issue before of people
And
stealing
yes,
my,
a larger picture begins to resolve itself.
of people stealing my turbine as much as I have today.
Personal belongings and take your seat. Now departing from the Harp Research Station. Farewell.
I find that very wild.
You run.
Ain't no one putting you back together again!
Consolidated Coach Corporation Bus Line is pleased to deliver you to your destination.
I take it we got the ladder first. Okay. Hey, Ted.
Transfer ammo later.
All right, isn't this fun? See, I don't know. In all honesty, I feel like if Transit was smaller, like keep the bus, but just make the map smaller. Like, I think all of this stuff you didn't need. Like, I think the bus idea would have been cool if it was like, hey, we stop here for a second, and then I'm gonna go around again. And it's like you can get in and out of areas, like, pretty quick. So it was like,
And we are privileged to have been chosen.
so it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna bail out, but because I'm gonna bail out, I actually have Whatever. Let's do it. Let's do it. Awesome.
This bad boy shakes these old bones away.
I'm assuming they grabbed the part for it.
Do it to it. Come here, you.
Insta-kill.
Okay.
Down you go. I hit you.
Alright, let's hit
You
box
hit the
one more
grave.
time. Ted probably wants to leave.
These things go boom. I like stuff that goes boom.
My point exactly.
Welcome aboard.
Ted is definitely one that does not like to waste his time.
Ship bus lines. We know it's a big decision for your
I feel like that was
We
the...
are privileged to have been chosen.
It looks like they're potentially staying in
I'll
town
never
then.
see you again, gas station.
It's a wild start to the game already. 2 people decided to stay to town. I don't know if that guy's trying to book it by foot. I don't know.
Trees.
Attention passengers. Please activate clean seats.
Well,
We could get off at knock.
drive.
Max ammo. Oh, what a mess.
Okay.
Please stay clear of the closing doors.
Then come on, Ted.
Warning, warning. Software failure.
Wasn't that the same guy that left last time, honestly? Again, I'm not blaming him, but
Corn?
I don't get it. Like,
Wow.
Green priorities are
I think this should have been the only spot that should have been a little bit further apart from things. But I really think the tunnel could have been condensed a lot. Because, like, the map layout works. It really does. I think farm should have been the only one that should have been like a little further. But I think farm and power station should have been like really close together. But flipped. I think you should have been able to get farm should have had jug.
I hope you enjoyed your trip with us. May I suggest you
Oh,
Let's go ahead.
seems like I ought to be able to do something with this.
If I wanted to build stuff, I would have gone to build stuff school.
Build stuff school.
Well, Well, you can all line up now and thank old Samuel J. Stump.
I honestly might chill here. Yeah, but like bus is already leaving, bro.
What's that thing?
Actions have faded, but now you must turn off the power. An active power grid will disrupt all communication from here and make it impossible for
I got a bad feeling about that storm.
max ammo.
Cold.
All right, let's go.
Wet. Sciatica acting up. Damn. Killed you noisy ass. Can you appreciate that?
Bro, I was shooting you.
You ain't nothing.
Hey. Back up, Buttercup.
Gonna take an hour for my clothes.
Hey.
Have a seat.
Oh,
We don't have enough.
Corporation Bus Lines. We know it's a big decision who you ride with, and we are privileged to have been chosen.
no!
We don't have enough to get in. We're literally stuck. Right. This is why I hate transit, bro.
Oh no, you don't, ugly!
This is why. Oh, man. Oh, wait, I need... I needed the grenades, too.
Ain't no one allowed to touch Rushman.
Double points.
Oh,
Samuel sends you the bill!
Something funny about this place.
Alright, let's at least... Let's at least grab enough for Jug.
oh, you touching me? No, you ain't touching me.
It's a terrible time.
strong as an ox. Oh,
the question is, what do we do now? You know, I mean, this is the... grand old problem with Tranzit now. That guy seems like he potentially is going by power station. I don't really know. I don't know. We'll see. I feel like that's always the tough part about Tranzit right there. Just everything's just so reliant on like the game being good when it's not good.
For young folk.
Like, oh yeah, if everything works out good, then you'll have a good you'll have a good time, or you have a better chance of having a good time, I should say. But the chances of
You're dead now, ain't you?
the chances of all that actually happening,
Double points.
well, that's a whole nother thing. I have no idea where these guys are.
Ugh. Need me a new lead spinner. Ugh. Ain't no one allowed to touch Rushman.
Don't know if... I mean, I guess we'll wait and see. Hopefully someone's kind of pushing their way around. I mean, we have a little bit of time before we actually have to go potentially back and try doing everything ourselves. I just really don't want to... The whole reason why I played with randoms is so I can eliminate having to run around. And I could actually just, in a sense, play town. Because town is so much better than Tranzit. Which I feel like that's like the worst part about it. Is I would have rather... Like, I honestly, I would go out on a limb and say, if you started in Bus Depot, right? And then, like, you, like, instead of the entire thing being this giant map, if it was even half the size, I think it'd be more enjoyable than what it where it currently stands. And eliminate that part and just have that go right to farm. So that way, like, literally, I wish everything was just, like, connected better. Is like, power station is like, let's say, okay, there's, so you obviously condense all this stuff that I'm talking about. So instead of it running a mile, you're only running maybe like the size of this.
Man, you done screwed the pooch
So you might only have like 1, maybe 2 denizen interactions, you know, before you get to the next spot. But then it's like, okay, you go through here, there's the cabin halfway, and then you have power station, right? And then in between power station and farm, you have Knocked and the obelisk thing. The, what is it? The thing for the Easter egg. And then you have farm. And then farm and the diner are like closer together. And then you have the tunnel, which has that break in the tunnel where denizens don't spawn. And then you have your bus depot. Like, I really think instead of... like, this should be opened up to where it pretty much... you can run by the obelisk kind of thing. Like, this should connect to the obelisk for a power... like, for the power station. So you almost would have, or I guess more so, it would be in between farm and there. Where instead, like this only loops back to town, and then town can go all the way around to the diner, which is over there in that corner. I feel like it's just not... It could have been cool. It really could have. But it's just not.
Stewie, you got some wood for the old man? I'm plumb out.
I do feel bad for it because it's just like...
Put you in the dirt, dirt eater.
For me personally, I want to like Transit, and I want to do more on it. But it's just something that it just feels like a massive waste of time. Everything you do is for a small piece of enjoyment that only then leads you to another thing that you have to do. Right?
I'm too old to die, so I'm not gonna do it.
Like, there's nothing part of it that's like, okay, cool, I got this, and now I get something good from it. You know, it's like, oh, I do this, and now I have to do this other part. You know, or, hey, I, you know, made this thing, and now I literally have to find all the other parts for it, so I can actually, like, complete it. And even when you complete it, it's not even worth doing. Let's go. They actually did it.
Fuck you, Darlington. I can build shit too.
Yes. Yes, you can.
I'm not good with the
Alright, come on, let's go. He's got the RPG as well.
You had better work to make it better. Science. It makes the world better.
Okay, can't let Russman hear me talking to myself again.
Well, juicing me some Freakalope. Damn, I'm getting all wet.
Alright, I do want to get some more perks.
Interfering with proper postal credit policy for all passengers.
So I guess we will take this around.
You no good Frigolo.
Question: what makes the grass grow? Answer: zombie blood.
Uh,
Did everyone see me do that?
all right. Zombies be zooming out here, bro.
Gut gobblers.
Seats taken, son of a bitch.
Burn, you stupid crap snacks! Burn! Stupid skin munchers!
Stupid skin munchers. That's an interesting one.
Down, turn around, kill a herd of zombies.
Please stay clear of the mechanical repair.
The aliens try to talk to me at night. I'm trying to sleep.
Come on, Ted. Say, come on. Or at least he's going pretty quick. Unfortunately, we might have to stop at farm for a little longer. Better yet, I might pull this up actually to make sure we can maneuver from the diner to the farm and then back to just town, because really we just need double tap and speed cola, and then I want to get stamina. Like, that's literally all I really want. So once that happens, we'll be all set. But I guess it's more so just the process of
Good to get off these meat.
getting all that.
Ain't no one putting you back together again.
Start with the cola, that is the speed.
No! Really good eye!
Not bad. Keep
Also
at it,
grab a
Stu.
shield too. We good? We good?
Max ammo!
Come on, Ted. Come on.
Authorities have been alerted to your disrupted action. Please keep the doorway free of hands and feet.
Alright. Should have plenty to go ahead and grab. Make sure we can get double tap, and then we're gonna go right over back to town, where we will be able to get stamina up, train, and be all good. I also want to replenish. I think it's like the 8,000 or whatever that we used to that we ended up taking from. Just got a letter. I wonder who it's from.
Ooh-wee. I'm feeling itchy twitchy.
Alright. So if we just hold right.
Can't see squat in this mist. Give me my stars! That's still weird looking.
Now we can get stamina up, and we're pretty much set.
It's like I got a whole new hip. Somebody call down the thunder.
I wonder if knocked would be since this guy's here. Would knock be the better training spot.
You fucked with the wrong Rush man.
I feel like first I want to, before we do anything, I want to recoup what we spent or what we used to
I hit you. You
like
hit
get
the
set
ground.
up and everything. I want to recoup that.
Ding dong, you're dead.
Ding dong, you're dead. Alright, not too shabby. While we do wait a little bit while we fill this up, there's a couple things I want to mention here. In terms of just like Tranzit as a whole. I think as far as everything they wanted to do in here was fine. Like, okay, fine, make everything, like, make things breakable. You know, like, whatever. Like, go ahead and do that kind of stuff.
Click the atomic light.
But I think the issue of it is the fact that the map is so big and so painfully traversable that it then results in just pure hatred towards the map. Like, I 100% think if there was a straight line to farm, why is dude throwing EMPs at me?
Put you in the dirt, dirt eater. Rustman's my name, and killing snakes is my game. Love juicing me some freak. Well, would you listen to that?
Cool. So that's all that. Let's see. We are here. And again, you can't necessarily go there. So I think running... I honestly think using this lamp teleporter to get us somewhere better is the best route here. And that is literally the perfect route. So we want to... Wait, where... Oh, I tried pausing, bro. Alright, we just want to stay right.
Touching me? No, you ain't touching me.
We're looking. We're looking for the, come on, bro.
Oh, that smell's never coming out of this shirt.
Oh, that's the farm. Hold on. We kind of goofed.
Guns don't fail me now. Ain't no one allowed to touch Rushman.
Alright. Farm is what we wanted. Now we keep left. Or keep, now we keep right. That's our bad.
Double points. Something happened. Hell if I know what it was. tip.
Bro.
Get rid of.
Oh my goodness, bro. This is why.
Need to warm up old man's hip.
All right. Okay, you definitely get stuck on a lot of the stuff in here.
You might get me, but I'm gonna take some of you for the ride. I'm the motherfucking mayor.
Huh? How are they hitting me, bro?
Ain't no one putting you back together again. Damn, I'm getting all wet.
Bro, get off of me, man. Yo, 10 out of 10 boss, right? 10 out of 10 boss. Does so much.
Insta-kill.
I really wish
Nature's got nothing to do with that weather.
they made Knocked a full-on map.
This is what I've been waiting for. Up, down, turn around, kill a herd of zombies. Rustman's making it rain.
You already know we have to hold down in here. Alright. I also hate, like, it's like not even a full map, but then the fog and stuff is still here. I think it'd be cool if when you came in here, it literally, like, the fog just all of a sudden, like, subsided in a way. And instead, like, it goes back to, like, the gray tones that Knocked has like originally. I feel like that'd be so wild.
Double points. Up, down, turn around, kill a herd of zombies. No! Carpenter! Wonder if I got time for a nap. Rustman, making it rain.
We're doing fine. Say, calm down, zombies. I will say it's wild how bad these are. See, like, in terms of this stuff, like right now, this is, I feel like, how Transit should honestly play. It is, hey, you can get set up, and then we have a few different spots that would be enjoyable to train. Is, yeah, if you go down in, co-op or whatever, it's gonna be tough to get to you, but it's not gonna be impossible. And I feel like that's the difference between
I shall fear no evil.
a lot of the, like, a lot of pieces of Transit.
Ain't no one putting you back together again.
It's kind of the impossibility at a certain point. It's like, oh yeah, if I go down right now, forget it. Ain't nobody gonna come for me. And and that's literally, that's the end. Like, it's the end of, it's the end of the run, pretty much, for me. Now, yes, obviously, I have enough points to technically come back, but it's like, to get all my perks again, all that stuff, they make it to where Tombstone definitely is the best route to go for, but it's like, okay, but then you're also leaving your team. So it's just like, why is that the option? I don't know. It's just such a weird thing of like what, like the. It's not necessarily the part of it where it's like, oh, like the questionability of like the map and its features, but more so just the design of it. Is, again, I think you make everything a little closer and it would be so much better. Like, again, I think this goes right back with Call of the Dead as well. Fog does not break a map. It doesn't. You know, it, like, I truly believe that. It's like, the fog itself doesn't ruin Transit by any means. It's more so how much you have to get to, like, with the fog. I would also say, I think town, like, here's my opinion. Farm should be where all your guns are, right? As far as wall weapons, is, hey, you when you stop here, you can load up on wall weapons, or you have your fridge, right? You have a few options, right, of how you want to get your weapon, okay? I think town should be a combination of everything. I think it should be where one jug is. I think there should be even maybe another perk there. Like, I think you should have almost 3 perks there. I think that should also be, like, I think the perks should be split up between Diner and Town. Farm should literally be guns and the box. And then Town and Power, I think Power Station should also be the pack punch. Like, I'm fine with having to use the turbine for it, but I think you should have to place it down and then you go underneath to actually, like, that enables power. And then Bus Depot is your classic start to it all. I just realized we do not have a
Ain't no one allowed to touch Rushman.
turbine anymore. Also kind of wild that we have not gotten, like, drops. Neither us or the other guys. Again though, like, this in itself,
Things look sad for this
not
old
too
man.
shabby.
Max ammo.
Full up, wipe out.
Insta-kill.
Put you in the dirt, dirt eater.
Carpenter.
Put you in the
Hammer
dirt,
nails is for young folks.
dirt eater. I think this... I think in this case as well, you kind of get a little, kind of verrucked with Transit too, in terms of, like, it's a difficult map. Like, I mean, because to be fair, it's not overly difficult by any means, I guess, but, like, you know, there's some challenges with it for sure. Even if you do train in town, like, the
Put you in the dirt, dirt eater.
everything is, like, it's not, like, easy, I would say. I would say it's kind of more
No, you ain't
intermediate.
touching me.
But it's definitely not an easy map, right? But the characters, especially, like, when you play, like, as, like, Misty or something like that, it's just everyone's, like, over-the-top confident in themselves.
Well, juicing me some Frigalos.
That, like, oh yeah, like, we got this, they're Frigalos, whatever, like, whatever you want to call them. But, like, the map isn't, like, doesn't portray that. Like, I don't feel like I am, even with Mustang and Sally's and a packed RPD on round 18, I don't feel
Down, turn around,
like
kill
I
her,
can
the
just
zombie.
wreck the zombies. Like, I still feel like I have to kind of play a little cautious. And, like, this isn't, like, a given, kind of given
Down,
victory,
turn
I guess
around,
you would
kill
want to
her,
call
the
it that way.
zombies.
But that's how, like, they make it out to seem. Also, like, what? isn't it? Am I missing something? I don't know. That would be insane if after all these years, like, we find something on Tranzit. I don't know. I will say, though, kind of coming back to knock, though, in this sense. Do you know what I mean, though? It's like, he's so confident in it, but yet it still takes like 3 shots of a Mustang and Sally to actually like clear out a little like group of zombies.
Give your best shot,
I feel like that's like where the
You touching me? No, you ain't touching me.
That's where like the interesting factor comes with this. Is like, again, I don't feel 100% confident in this game at all. Like, I am literally waiting to like pretty much die and then go from there. Because like, in all honesty, if they go down, I'm not going for them. Like, I'm literally not. Like, it kind of forces the team to always be like, if you're not going the bus route, which at a certain round is just not a good option to play as, or play like, yeah, I guess play as,
Ain't no one putting you back together again.
is you're then forced to kind of play more separately, and it's just like, why? It kind of is like a 5 situation of like, you're kind of, after you kind of get set up, it actually isolates the team more than it's like better to play as a team. Because together, you're going to pretty much get stuck on one another, and there's just going to be more zombies with you, and things probably aren't going to pan out great. But individually, you can kind of control the horde, you can kind of control your environment. See, like, what is this? Or is that just an RPD bullet?
No good comes from a storm like that.
I also think the Avogadro wise, give you a drop or something like that. I also think it could have been a cool... It could have been a cool way to, like, introduce, or, like, make permanent power. I don't know. I also think all these little spots, like they have obviously the M16 on the what's it called, in the tunnel, which again, kind of going by based off of a kind of going based off of a, like, what is that, Walking Dead kind of vibe. I don't, like, disagree that, like, one, the town doesn't have weapons, but, like, for the farm, not to only have a shotgun. Like, I understand the fridge concept, but I think, again, I think farm should have, like, maybe two, like, solid, either 2 or 3. Like, either give me a rifle and shotgun and then another kind of option. I just think Transit could have benefited by maybe not overly empowering the player. Like, I would say, don't overpower the player, but, like, give me a wall weapon here. You know how cool that would be if, like, you can come back over here and there's the Thompson, or the PPSH, you know, or, like, I don't know, just even something remotely back to World at War, a flamethrower, like, that you can buy, you know, just something along those lines. To where it's just kind of, there's a purpose to it, or even, you know what, give me, I don't know, what's like an SMG in this game, maybe not MP7 wise, because I feel like that's a little too, like, modern now, but like,
You might get me, but I'm gonna take some of you for the ride. Nature's got nothing to do with that one.
I think you could have just done something a lot cooler to where it made this an option, right? And same thing with all the other spots. I think everywhere should at least have one wall weapon. And, like, make it solid, because I think there should be a trade-off. Is, okay, do you want to book it on foot, and then you can get to the next place and still kind of hold down if you want to, or take the bus and,
I shall fear no
you know,
evil.
get to the next spot faster, but limit your spot in your
Damn,
current
getting
area.
all wet.
I think if they gave the player more resources to do the choice, I think it would have benefited Transit a lot. Because again, the characters make it seem like, oh yeah, we're all fine. And really the only skeptic part that they have, like, throughout all of Transit, is when it comes to trusting, I don't know what happened there, is trusting, Stuhlinger with Richtofen and then obviously with Maxis, right? So the gameplay part of it relies all on, like, oh yeah, we're all set, like, we're in an unknown place or whatever, but we have the resources, when you really don't. That, like, that's the vibe that Transit gives you. Is like, oh yeah, if you go on this bus route, you'll be fine and everything. Kind of the only worry that you should have is trusting Stuhlinger, right, and Richtofen, right? Though, like, that would be crazy if that was the only level of, I guess, untrust that you have on Transit.
I got a bad feeling about that story.
But again, that's not the only worry you have. You're worried about the bus. You're worried about, is Pack Punch still open? you're worried about, you know, ammo, you know, you're worried about your points. You know, you're worried about so many other things in here that the gameplay, or like at least the storyline portion of things, don't represent. You know, I mean, it makes total sense that, like, oh, everything's just barren, all this stuff, which is why I think Transit would have been so much cooler if throughout the game there was a random, or like, not throughout the game, but in the game, pre-spawn wise, there were random weapons that you were able to pick up. So instead of a wall weapon M16, especially like when it comes to the tunnel or, you know, in between spots, like, I'm okay, there's denizens, whatever. Make the fog worth the travel. I think even things like, oh, if you're on fire, denizens, like, instantly die. So if you're if you're near a thing of fire, if you go by it and either light yourself on fire or guide the denizens to it, they instantly, like, burn off of you. Right? And that's besides the point. If they, you know, they should have just made a perk to where that cancels it. I don't know. That is my personal opinion about it. Is I just think Transit could have been, I honestly think, keep everything the way it is, reduce the map size. If I can run around the entire map like Kino, like if they made it like a Kino size map, right? Obviously, or even, shoot, make it a Call of the Dead size map, okay? Keep the bus route around, but then you cut out the massive portion of it with having a middle section, aka town. So now you have a way to kind of maneuver around the entire map, if you want to, through the bus, or
making it rain. Love juicing me some freakalos.
Or you can traverse around the map yourself. Guess who's back?
Ain't no one allowed to touch Rushman.
Carpenter!
Rushman's making it rain.
And again, that's the Avogadro. Just like, what are we doing, bro?
I got a bad feeling about that storm.
I also think even if you took out some of the unnecessary things like the tunnel, like, okay, hear me out here. You take away the tunnel, okay? Because again, I think the bus depot should be connected to something. That's the other thing I kind of struggle with, is very few times is a bus station just random. Now, I think what would be cool is if the bus depot, or like bus stops, were like better placed to where once you got there, kind of like how like when you get to an actual location the fog disappears, have that. Say I heard him. I think dude's just, I think, trying to run and grab stuff, I think. Potentially. But I don't know. I think there's just so many better options that they could have potentially played around with. Like, I think having Knocked in here is really cool. But it also is weird, because it's like, this is kind of saying that like, this is essentially saying, oh, you...
Dirt eater. Pick your teeth. What's up, Buttercup?
We're gonna head actually back over to town. See, like, again, all this space here, I don't even think you need. I truly do not think you need all this space.
Ain't no one allowed to touch Rushman.
Huh. I really thought...
Ain't no one allowed to touch Rustman.
I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
No.
Somebody call down the thunder.
I wonder if we try building.
Great day in the morning. This shit fits together. I'm juicing me some freakalopes.
I guess we could try building it.
You ain't nothing.
Since it's gonna be our last time playing Tranzit.
Gonna take an hour for my clothes to dry out. Well, look at this.
Oh, hush, zombies.
No!
The amount of denizens already is crazy. Like, and that was only two.
Looks like Rustman winged you, fool.
Alright, let's go to find the lovely wires. See, again, I think you literally just put, like, the cabin. I also think the cabin's so weirdly placed. Why is it between all of this other spots? Like, I feel like the cabin should be so much closer to the town.
Tornado, blow your house down.
Now we find some wires.
Somebody call down the thunder.
This could be bad.
Ugh. Ain't no one putting you back together again.
Insta-kill.
Flatten your ass.
I have no idea where the wires could be.
You fucked with the wrong Rust Man. Oh. Oh. Ugh, damn, I'm getting all wet. Rust Man making it rain. Up, juicing me some freakalopes.
Double points.
I mean, I feel like I'm getting a little bit more, like... I feel like I'm tolerating it more. In terms of, like, the running around stuff. But again, it's the principle of it. Is like, again, I can technically save a zombie and just do all this stuff round one. You know, like, and because of the bank, too.
Storm.
Which I know the big thing is like, oh, just don't use the bank. It's like, but it's so unforgiving that I feel like that's part of the reason why you almost have to use it. I don't know if he already put the wires in.
What's that? I heard something.
Because this is...
That smell's never coming out of this shirt.
We're getting... Well, honestly, not even, because that... That would bring us... That would bring us to town.
Appreciate that?
No good comes from a storm like that.
Just passing on through here.
You start that shit, you better end that shit.
Oh, young man. All right, let's go bring this back.
Didn't like the taste of old Rust Man, did you? Like a bad hat that I can't get rid of. Later for you, Holly thingy.
Why are you still here?
You no good, Brinkalow. Put you in the dirt, dirt eater. Where'd it go? Looks like Rust Man winged you, fool.
Dude, this is what I mean, bro.
I should have took the train.
Oh, man. This is exactly what I mean, bro. Fun time for none. And the worst part is, like, okay, at this point, you need to pack, right? I ain't dealing with pack. I'm not. Anyways, we're gonna go into, not into a solo map, but I just want to showcase this. So, essentially, all this stuff is just messed up, right? I think, in all honesty, let me grab a piece of paper here. So, okay, keep town in the middle, right? Have town have 4 sections to it, right? So, I guess we'll look at it as if the top of it is kind of where you would come into the bank from the bus. The bottom section would be essentially where you could drop in from the farm. The left side would be technically where you could go back to bus depot, and the right side isn't there yet, but I think they should have opened that up to where that brings you right to what is that? So that should bring you to Knocked / the tower, right? So for Easter egg players, that would be your route to go. Then you would have the top section, which again would bring you to power. The bottom section would take you to farm. And then your diner is actually then slightly... So you have actually your... you have your town, or not town, sorry. Your bus depot is closer to town than normal. But next to it is actually the farm, or I'm sorry, the diner. So they are closer together. The path from diner to farm is just I don't think necessarily there would be a tunnel there. I think there'd be a tunnel from bus depot to town, and that is where your part would actually come in. However, what I would recommend is, so farm to Noct, I think should be when you get out to farm and then make your way to the make your way to Noct. I think those two areas should be a little further than, I guess, traditional route, and foggier. Therefore, your core gameplay results in your bus, diner, and town. Those are your three main ones. And the farm is packed with weapons, the box, your core area of building everything. Noct obviously would be more for the Easter egg and parts and stuff like that, and in the cornfields. But then the power is closer, and that would actually be where your tunnel connects power and bus depot to. And then obviously in between power and Noct, you can then throw the cabin in there too. Or you can even put the cabin, I think honestly the cabin could go on either side of between Noct and power, or diner and farm. So you would essentially have something that would result in this. And I think I misspelled Noct, honestly, but it doesn't matter. Something along those lines of it, if that focuses. I don't know. But where essentially you would have town as the core center part of the map, and then you would just branch off to other things. And again, because it's smaller, Ted driving the bus, it doesn't necessarily matter if, hey, I want to stay on here, I want to get around the map through the bus. It would go faster, which, again, he leaves you at any spot that you want to anyway, but it wouldn't be as bad if it, like, you got there and he kind of dropped you off. You maybe had a minute to do something quick if you wanted to, like, hey, I'm gonna run, grab a perk, come back. But if he was like, okay, you have a minute here, and then dips and goes somewhere else, that's okay, because he then is doing that for the other 4 locations. And if you truly didn't want to wait, you can then literally go to, like, I don't think the town should be a stopping point. I think it should literally be the 4 main areas: power, bus, or in this case, it'd be power, bus depot, and diner. So I think bus depot and diner should have your kind of basic game starting stuff. Farm should have box, at least 2 weapons, and your and the fridge. So I think everything core should be there. Your tower and in Noct, I think you could have incorporated that a little bit better, to where maybe in Noct you then, that's where you place down your turbine, and you can run right back to town to actually connect it, or something along those lines. I don't know, maybe even in the tunnel. So I don't know, something where it doesn't necessarily matter. I truly think once you turned on power, then you should have been fine. That, or make it to where there's 2 different power sources, and farm, because it's so far out there, needs the turbine. So maybe there's only like 1, you put some stupid perk out there to where it's not a game breaking thing, and you actually have to use the turbine to activate it. But it's a perk that maybe is something like Tombstone, in a sense, where it's a give and take. Like power sparks over there to where things light up for a moment, and then it gets super foggy again to where everything turns off. I think that would have been really cool, because it'd be just like in real life, is with power surges and stuff like that. Places like a town, bus depot, diner, they're going to be better suited for less power. Like, power is going to get there, and they're going to have more connectivity there than out in the farm, right? So I think having those options out there would have been so much better. And then obviously, again, the bus is only going through, because again, bus depot and diner are paired up together. That is one location. Farm would be your next stop. Knocked power station. Again, I think going over there and it actually maybe not necessarily drops you off, but a player can then request stopping. You can actually you can jump off more so. So it would still, I guess, go through bus depot, farm, and then make a longer trip to get back to the power station. But you would only really have 3 stops on the bus, making it, again, if you got off and was like, hey, you know what, I want to hit the box a few times in farm, you only have to wait maybe a few minutes for the bus to roll back around. It would make it a lot easier to say, you know what, I want to ride the bus. I don't want to go through the fog, so I can wait, but I can kind of play through my rounds a little bit because I have the necessities here. Again, I think with Knock 2, give the players a reason to go there and visit. Maybe 2 wall weapons and maybe 2 good wall weapons. I think that would be really cool. Is, hey, put a DSR in there and then, open it up, or maybe even have the cabin fallen over to where it brings back that nostalgia, and put in a car, play around with it a little bit. I think, again, the core concept of Transit could have been 10 out of 10. And I mean that in all honesty. They have the things that I think could have made it really cool. But things like the cabin, you have everywhere has a spot that you kind of do a pit stop, if that makes sense. I want to traverse through the fog, but I can stop at these little spots I don't understand how the tunnel is half. Well, there's only one spot that denizens don't spawn, and it makes no sense. It's not there's fire or lava in between both of them, so it's that's why they don't spawn there. No, that's not the case. I don't understand necessarily why it's only middle of the... I think the entire tunnel should have just been a bunch of broken cars and, hey, you can stop and get some stuff, but that's about it. I don't think there necessarily should have been one little spot and then again, shrink the map. Town right in the middle, the bus only goes to bus and diner, farm. You can choose to get off manually at the Knocked and Obelisk Tower thing, but then it just passes that and goes to the power station. I think, again, between bus depot, diner, town, farm should be a little ways away. But between the power station, town, bus depot, and diner, those should be very close together. And you could even go on a different route and put power station first, potentially, or near farm. There could have been cooler ways to go about it. I think the other route you could have went is you pair up 3, you do 3 and 3. You have town kind of, and on the left side of it, you have your bus depot that's paired up to it. There's literally a road, and it goes right into bus depot, and then south of bus depot, there's another little road that goes to diner, but it's one stop, right? So this is another theory you could have. So you have your town, your bus depot is on the outside of it, or right to the right or left of it, and then kind of south or / in between town and that, you have your diner. So those are all paired up, and then the bus actually goes obviously through that whole spot, has one stop, but then it takes one other track to just farm, right? So it's literally a one stop here and one stop at farm, but farm, so then it keeps making it loop around there, but farm you can then get off, or farm's the core hub, And then there's cornfields that one takes you to knocked, that again you have to run to, and the other one takes you to power. And then they would loop back into farm. So you kind of have, in a way, farm, right? I'm gonna kind of use my hand. This is farm, right? The bus route would go through farm. So it'd be like, you know, kind of similar how it does, where it stops right at the gates of farm. It would stop there still, right? But in like just past farm and just before farm, you can manually get off and run to power, or afterwards run and get off and run to knocked slash the obelisk tower. Kind of similar to how it is now, just closer together. But then by farm, at the like the back part of farm, you have two other corn mazes behind it that you can run off to knocked slash the obelisk, or take a right and go right to power. So you don't necessarily have to manually get off, but you can just go through a farm and go there. So I think those two separate sections is you're either waiting for the bus to literally, and maybe you only make it a 2-minute stop. You know, is it takes a minute to get to farm, takes a minute to get back to bus town, bus depot, and diner, and it just literally loops around. It waits for 2 minutes, and that's it. So really, you're only waiting 4 minutes for the bus to get you around the entire map, and everything else you can do on your own. There's, I think, again, so many different ways they could have went about it. Pack-a-Punch, I think you make it one and done. I think the true map layout is the issue of Transit, not necessarily everything else. Yes, they could have made the buildables better. They could have made Pack-a-Punch entirely better. But I think overall they should have just made the actual layout make more sense, to where it doesn't like, okay, fine, let me do everything on round 1 because of the bank. Whatever. But don't make it a running simulator. Like, it's bad enough every area is already still foggy. So where it's like, okay, by having all this extra space, doesn't make the map feel ginormous. It just feels annoying because everything, you can't even see anything. I would much have like rather had like, as soon as I get out of town, I'm running into farm. Like, I would have rather had just everything jammed together and the road connecting everything than this. Which is why translates right into our challenges and overall fun of this. Our overall gameplay of Transit was a 34. It was literally one of the worst maps. Other than Shangri-La, it was slightly below Ascension, literally 1 point below Ascension, a few points below Verrucht, and 1 more point below Bus Depot itself. Here's the thing with it, is the overall gameplay is based off of how much time you truly want to spend. Right? I mean, if you want to get everything done on round 1, you can. It's just going to take an hour to do everything. If you want to actually enjoy Transit enjoy is a big word to use on Transit, but if you want to enjoy the true Transit experience, you're probably just gonna, it's just gonna be annoying, because you're always rushed, you always have to do everything. Even when you get to town, a town's supposed to be the spot where you have guns, you can kind of finish up setting up by getting Jug, because you just turned on power. So now you can get Jug and get all set up and everything again. And then, oh, the bus is leaving again. And now you have to go all the way back around for it. Like, it just doesn't, the flow of it just doesn't make sense. If you're true, you have to keep an account of everything else that was before this. There wasn't many things of oh, I need to, wait to get this next thing. It was more so always, hey, I need to keep the rounds going so I keep getting perks, keep getting points to get all my stuff I need. Transit's more so, hey, give me a timeout, I have a crawler or I have one last zombie, I need to go run to Bus Depot, grab a turbine. I need to run all the way back across the map to place that turbine down at Power Station so I can run back to town to hopefully get the Pack-a-Punch open. And if that doesn't work, luckily I still have my zombie, because then I have to run back to Bus Depot, get another turbine, run back to Power Station, drop that turbine, run back to town to hopefully again have a chance for Pack-a-Punch to be open. If that doesn't happen, then I have to repeat that again and again and again and again and again. And then after I do that, I have to do it again if I want to re-Pack-a-Punch. Or if I go down in co-op, I have to more than likely do that myself, because no one else really wants to double pack or anything. Well, there is no really double pack, but no one wants to go through that process again. They're more so, okay, I got this crappy gun, but I really don't want to try finding the box by running around the whole map. So I'm just going to place my turbine. Hopefully this works. And if it does work, this is all I got. So I'm packing it. Whatever happens next, happens next. If I die, I ain't going through that whole thing again, because again, you only have a chance of that working. With all that being said, it translates right into your fun and the challenges that you can do on Transit. Black Ops 2 already has terrible guns. Things like the War Machine, the China Lake, even the RPG, honestly, even though when you pack it, it's like a fully automatic rocket launcher, is cool, but again, you don't have PhD, so it's not cool. Like, again, everything's just tedious and terribly designed in it, to where Bus Depot, you knew that experience going into it. This has more of a Shangri-La kind of atmosphere to it. Is Shangri-La, you go into it and you, like, again, the only reason why you should play Shangri-La, in all honesty, is one, like, really just to do the Easter egg. That's like the only thing I can see playing Shangri-La ever. The actual core gameplay of it, like, you have to be highly skilled to play Shangri-La casually. Again, I don't mind jumping into it with, you know, a couple randoms every now and again, but there's a lot of design flaws into it that hurt the map. You have more space on Transit to kind of like, whatever, I'll wait for the stupid bus because I don't want to go through the farm, so at least I have decent amount of space to wait for them and kind of train and stuff like that and pass the time, where Shangri-La, your space is limited. But I think the overall fun and challenge part of it is, it's kind of two separate sides, but they give you the same result in saying it's not a fun map. And again, Transit had a 34 initial gameplay, because again, on the disc map, and if you boot up with some friends, you're bound to have some fun with it. Training around in Noct was pretty fun today. You know, going through the initial round of it was fine. I'm getting used to actually running through the fog, but it's still not enjoyable. And that's really what doing challenges and having fun on the map really is supposed to do, is test, hey, if we play this a couple times, how is this truly going to make us feel? And in all honesty, it makes me want to uninstall Black Ops 2 as a whole, because this, and it literally made me do that back in the day because of how bad Transit was. Is back in the day, you know, when you played randoms and there was, you know, you were always getting a match no matter what. I don't think I've ever pack-a-punched, because of the fact, one, I was, you know, young, I didn't really know what was going on with it, and two, it was just like, just seems very stupid. Like, why are we on this bus if it doesn't bring us really to what we want? Like, farm is only really double tap, so I don't need to go there. The power station is literally, once you visit there the first time, I don't need to go there ever again, so why is this a stop? So back-to-back stops on the bus are literally deemed pointless. Your diner is literally only good for when the box is there, your first initial round, which again, if you play with co-op, it's probably moved since then. So if that box moves to farm, you're essentially like, or I'm sorry, if that box moves to like town or something like that, at this point of it, Bus Depot is another like death zone. the only spot that you really care about is town, but you have to go through 4 other stops to get back to town. That's stupid. So the fun, you don't have fun in this. The more challenges and more things you limit yourself to, things just play the same, and that's not good. The whole point of this challenge series is to really dive down into specifics of the map and highlight / put a spotlight to good and bad features of the map that would make you say, hey, I would play this map for the rest of my life. That's kind of the ultimate goal of this. Is, hey, if I boot up Transit, is the atmosphere / the Easter egg the reason I'm playing this? Like, if the map has an Easter egg or just has a general tone to it, is that enjoyable, right? If I play with randoms, if I play by myself, the core initial concepts of the map, am I going to enjoy the gameplay of it? And then on the flip side of that, if the gameplay itself gets stale, can I do some additional challenges to make this map fun, right? And in Transit's case, it's not. And yesterday proved it when we tried building everything, and I picked up a part to swap it with another part, and it glitched through a grate in the map and fell on a box, and it didn't despawn, but it literally stayed on that box that you cannot get. So it made the, I guess, quote, wonder weapon, aka jet gun, aka the worst wonder weapon of all time, it made that impossible to build because of a flaw in the map that didn't despawn the part. It glitched through the map that I think I didn't even know was possible and made it impossible to do. That's not fun, because, like, okay, if I made the challenge, literally the challenge was to build everything, and the gameplay issue of just how the map is built is resulted in me essentially failing the challenge, not my own doing. Zombies was one thing that was always great about Zombies, is literally if the user made a mistake and died from it or failed their challenge or whatever, they were only mad at themselves. I think Black Ops 2 in Transit case wise, and even I've never even played Die Rise, but literally watching people play Die Rise, is the game makes you hate it. Like, it's no longer a user skilled issue. It's like, oh man, I put my gun in this pack-a-punch and oh, the elevator went down. I'm not mad at myself for pack-a-punching. I'm mad at the game for literally having the worst design flaw that someone approved to translate to how the character, or how we're playing it. In this case too, I swap a part because, oh, I can build this piece here. I accidentally picked up the wrong part, and the game's punishing me because it's not finished or whatever happened, and it glitches through the map and doesn't despawn. I see it, but there's no physical way to actually pick that part back up. That's not on me. I can't be mad at myself for saying, hey, I have this part now, because the map only allows you to pick up one part at a time. So the game says, oh, don't worry, we give you an option to where you can actually swap parts. Cool. Why did my part glitch through the map and now is there? I see it, but I can't physically get it now. Explain that one. That is no longer. I'm not mad that I had to swap my part. I'm mad more so that the game itself didn't have a feature to allow me to get this part. Whether it's jumping and picking up, I literally tried everything. Whether it's that, or hey, you know what? If you don't pick up a part after you moved it from its original place in 5 minutes or whatever, it'll despawn and go back to its original spawn point. Cool. That's fine. I literally tried waiting 10 plus rounds for that to happen, and it didn't happen. So again, the challenges and overall fun with it just reduces the amount of gameplay experience you're really going to have on this. I think if you had more people, like if you had a group of like 4 people and you're like, hey, let's do a challenge wise, I think it could be a little bit better, just because you literally could just have a little bit more experimental stuff while also having 4 people helping you in a sense, or I guess 3 other people helping you. But I think this drops down a lot because the repetitiveness of it makes you really despise the map as you play it. Like for instance, I went down and I completely died out on round, I think it was only round 22 or whatever, but I truly didn't want to run back to another spot, hit the box, then having to run back to Bus Depot, grab a turbine for myself, make sure I stop at, you know, all 4 areas so I can get my perks I wanted, because, you know, you need perks, and then I would have to go back to power station, drop that turbine, go back to town, hopefully that opens a pack punch, pack my 2 weapons, and now I can go back to my training area. I just died. I spawned in with a pistol, and that's what it's requiring me to do. That's not fun. So, yeah, that's why I just left. That's not fun, right? I think this drops all the way down, and it could be harsh, whatever. I find it the same kind of annoyance, I guess would be the right word, as Shangri-La. I think they are very similar in terms of you're already so constrained on things, but let's amplify it. I think it's worse than that because the more you play it, again, the worse it gets. I think Shangri-La, no matter what you do, you kind of feel the same as like, oh, this is difficult, and if I put any more strain on myself, like, it's not gonna be fun. And I think it caps out. Like, the more you play it, like Shangri-La, either the better you get, or like the more like you don't necessarily hate it more, if that makes sense. You just kind of, you're at a steady level, and our level was 20 for that, overall of 20. But Transit, the more you play it, it's not as though skill is involved with it. I feel like my going from power station to town, I feel like I was getting better at moving there, but because the game mechanic itself isn't good, I wasn't able to open pack punch. That's not on me. Like, I did what I was supposed to. I dropped the turbine there and immediately sprinted to town and had the things open already, the 2 safe doors, so therefore the other one should have opened, and it just didn't. And I did that 3 times yesterday, and all 3 times it failed to open. That's not fun. I think it goes below that. I am giving this... Is there a reason for it? No. I'm giving it an 18. Only reason why I'm saying that is because I think you can have some fun on it, but doing challenges and things like that on this map are just annoying. After a certain point, you just feel I'm kind of over it, and that's kind of where I'm at with this map. Giving this a grand total. Let me grab the good old calculator out here. So we had a 78 for atmosphere and Easter egg. Keep in mind, all these things are out of 100. So 78 for the atmosphere and overall Easter egg of Transit. A 34 for the gameplay. And then 18 for after we did some challenges. And just the overall fun as we played it. This gives it a 130 out of 300 pretty much. You divide that by 300 and it gets a 43%. Now here's the thing. You might be like, wow, like that seems very low. Put this into consideration. It is still higher than Ascension. It is still higher. This is, I mean, it's only 1.1% higher, but it's better than Bus Depot. You know, it's like Bus Depot got a 34%. It literally is the epitome of like just a disaster map. But it's 1% higher than Ascension. I think Ascension's very boring. Shangri-La, it's actually, Transit is 2 points higher than Shangri-La. If I had to choose a map, do I play Shangri-La or Transit? I think it totally comes down to if I'm playing it for like a simple round, like, hey, I'm just trying to play a quick game of zombies, not even quick game, but I'm trying to play a game of zombies maybe with some friends or solo. Do I prefer Shangri-La or Transit? I would say Transit. Now, if I said, hey, I'm going to get some buddies and we're going to do an Easter egg, would I rather play Transit or Shangri-La? I would say Shangri-La, because that's the only reason why you should play Shangri-La. But it's very close. Ascension kind of is right in between there, and really it's just more so, do I want to go for a high round? And do I want to have minimum effort built into it? So it's like, do I want to spend a lot of time on a game and kind of get nowhere, aka Transit? Do I want to spend a lot of time in there and get a high round, which would be Ascension? And do I want to spend a lot of time on the map and complete an Easter egg, which would be Shangri-La? Those would be the big things with that. Now, Bus Depot is just a little tiny map, so I'm not really expecting that to get a lot. But between all the other maps, those three, Kino was actually only a 45%. Only 2 points higher, and Farm was only 3 points higher than than Transit as well. Again, I think Kino is very overrated, but it now kicks out of the bottom 5, I think. I think it's what? We got Bus Depot, Shangri-La, Ascension, Transit, and then Kino. Okay. So actually Farm is not a top 5 worst map. Farm is actually above all 5 of those. So yeah, that's it. Transit done. The next time we stream, we will be taking on Nuketown zombies, which I'm actually excited for. I think Nuketown is going to be refreshing. I literally had to play... I played Gorod Krovi yesterday, and part of the reason why we uploaded a couple videos from Gorod Krovi yesterday is it was so refreshing. The movement, the actual killing of the weapons, it was just so refreshing to actually be able to run through a map. Just the few times I played Transit, I needed that. Transit, it's just like Town. I was thinking about just playing Town too, because again, that's the most spot that you normally are in, even in Transit. Once you get set up, you're normally back in Town anyway. So it's like, I don't know. Anyways, that is wrapping up. If you guys can, hit that like button, comment below the first challenge you guys want us to do on Nuketown. Obviously, the first initial stream will just be overall gameplay of it. We'll get our atmosphere and Easter egg score for it, as well as the gameplay score of it. But after that, we will actually be starting to do challenges on it, which I'm excited for. I think Nuketown, there's a give and take with it of difficulty as well as rewards for how you play. And I'm excited to do that, actually. So, it might be a little faster as well, but I'm hoping we can actually do some cool cool challenges with it as well to, you know, really get back into what the challenge or what this series was supposed to be. Moon, we did a ton of challenges on. Shangri-La, we only did like 1 or 2. But like the first initial zombie maps, we were doing like 10 plus challenges on each one of them. Black Ops 2 has been very difficult. Town we did a lot, but we did have a little break in actually streaming it. Streaming the Zombies Challenge series. Bus Depot and Farm were very minimal. I think we only streamed 1 or 2, I think 2 streams on that. One was a initial stream and the other one was a high round. I don't even think that was the case. I think both of them we only streamed once, honestly. But then obviously Transit, here we are, done with this too, which I'm glad again. Again, we'll do Nuketown, we'll do Die Rise, Mob of the Dead, Buried, and then cap it off with Origins before heading into Black Ops 3, which will be insane because we got Gobblegum stuff that we can do challenges with. It's going to be a whole new world when it comes to Black Ops 3. I'm already letting you know this. Is right now our #1 zombie map right now is literally the Giant / Doris. Oh wait, no. Yeah, that is literally our #1 map right now. throughout the start of Black Ops 2, all of Black Ops 1, and World at War. That is our top tier map. At 78% of the points allotted. So they got 234, and right now with these maps, we have not even broken. I mean, between town, we got 177, right? So we're talking around a 70 point difference from those two, and it shows. The experience you get on Doris or the Giant, I feel, is almost an entire, like, huge chunk above what I get on town, and I appreciate that. But that is wrapping this up. Again, if you guys can, hit that like button, comment below what else you guys do want to see, both live streams videos as well as shorts. Leave it all in the comments below. And if you're new to the channel, these videos, do hit that subscribe button. See you guys next time. Peace out, and have a good day.